This video is sponsored by Dell Gaming. Visit Dell.com/gaming for your gaming and technology needs. Can you believe that after such a limited window of time, Nintendo is already discontinuing one of its newest and certainly most popular releases? I mean, we can't blame them. The classic Nintendo slogan is, if it's not broke, don't sell it. So I hope you got your hands on their hottest new console before it's gone forever, because otherwise, it's looking like you're just shit out of luck.
Here we go!
No, you fucking cuck!
Peggy 18.
Okay, enough dicking you around. You've already heard the news anyway.
Yeah.
Nintendo's already discontinuing the one half decent product that it's put out in probably 10 years that isn't a complete abomination. The NES Classic. It's done. It's over with. If you don't already have one, you're gonna be hopelessly scrolling through eBay for the rest of time trying to find one that's only selling for 3 or 4 times the actual retail price. But since this console was actually great because it was literally just a recreation of a great console but without the need to change cartridges, we have to give it a moment of respect and honor this fallen soldier of gaming.
Seriously though, it was a neat little toy that came loaded with a few of the best games available for the original NES, preloaded onto it. So there was no need to, really switch anything out or blow in any cartridges. The biggest fuck up was making the controller cable comically short. People were telling me how short it was, and I was like, hey, okay,
It's like this long.
It was very short. But it's not all bad news because, all right, guys, come here. We'll let you in on a little not so secret here. For around the same price as the original stock price of the NES Classic, you could just go buy a Raspberry Pi, which is a cheap little microcomputer, and then go buy a USB or a Bluetooth controller that looks exactly like a Nintendo controller, and even a case for that Raspberry Pi that looks identical to the NES Classic. Then you just load that fucker up with thousands of ROMs and have at it. Seriously, it's easy and awesome.
Yeah, I'm not really, don't want to endorse piracy, but when shit came out 30 years ago, hard to feel that bad about it. Especially when Nintendo's trying to fuck us in the ass with this kind of news.
Yeah, exactly. Well, listen, you'll figure it out. We're not telling you all the instructions.
Right.
There's a great Life Hacker article.
Anyway, there's enough bad news out there in the world. How about some good news?
Finally, some good news.
Dang it.
Yeah.
It is Good Friday. Well, Microsoft recently announced something incredibly useful that might get game developers and publishers to step up their game and release titles only after they are truly finished and meet a certain standard with the people who play them. This is very needed right now. Yes. According to a recent update and press release to Alpha Ring testers, you will soon be able to issue yourself a refund directly from Windows 10 and the Xbox One without even having to deal with a goddamn customer service representative if you purchase a game and then don't want it for almost any reason.
They're always putting their nose in your business.
Oh, but why don't you like it?
Because I don't. Just give me my fucking money back. Sir, I'm gonna have to go through at least 14 more lines of questions before my manager will allow me to just press this one button that will... It's great that we don't have to deal with that. It's actually pretty huge considering how many times just us alone have experienced buyer's remorse. Tom Clancy's Wildlands, Mass Effect Andromeda. Well, actually, Elliot is safe on this one because
I only buy games after at least a year.
Yeah, there you go. Of course, with this whole new feature, there are some rules and restrictions, but they seem fair enough. And they'll likely allow you enough time to at least get a small taste of a game before deciding to return it or make it a permanent part of your library. Here's the update from Microsoft, including the steps and conditions for refund, which was screen capped and copied to a gaming forum.
You've spoken, we've listened. In support of offering gamers the freedom of choice, we're making changes to the Microsoft Store purchase experience by offering customers a simple way to instantly return digital products like games and apps through account.microsoft.com. When a game or app leaves you wanting more, we're here to help. Self-service refunds on Xbox One and Windows 10 provide a quick, simple way of returning a digital product. To request a self-service refund, 1. Navigate to account.microsoft.com and sign in. 2. From the top menu bar, select payment and billing, order history. 3. Navigate to a purchased game or app and select request a refund. Please note the below conditions for requesting a self-service refund. Games and apps are eligible for self-service refunds within 14 days of purchase if you have less than 2 hours of playtime across all accounts.
Well, that's an important one because it's 2 hours of playtime.
Yeah. You can't play a whole game and then be like,
like everyone did with No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
I only put 50 hours into it. Give me my refund.
Here's another important distinction. DLC season passes and add-ons are not eligible for self-service refunds. And then the game or app must be downloaded and launched before requesting a self-service refund. You can't buy something and then be like, whoops. You actually have to open up the game and be like, whoops, and then close the game and then be like, whoops.
Yeah.
And also, you must wait at least 1 day after the game or app's release before requesting a self-service refund. So, launch day, they want those launch day numbers to be nice and healthy before everyone gets their money back. Certain Windows 10 apps might not be eligible for self-service refunds. Microsoft reserves the right to block access for users who abuse self-service refunds. So don't do it too much.
Yeah.
Don't use this as your personal demo piggy bank.
Yeah, exactly. But the news has quickly spread over to the PlayStation subreddit where they're trying to come together as a community to convince Sony to enact the same kind of policy, which would, again, be amazing for consumers. Not so much for devs and publishers, because despite the fact that this would give millions of gamers the ability to essentially try before they buy on a lot of titles, it would also give the people behind these games heavily inflated sales numbers in the very vital first few weeks of a game's release.
Yeah.
They would have to go back later to see how many they actually sold versus how many were returned to truly see how they performed. And with this self-refund policy in place, it could drive initial sales numbers way higher than what would be considered realistic for a lot of AAA titles because you could just get a refund.
They should do this like how fucking Audible and Kindle works. Like, just allow players to download the first mission or the first hours worth of play for any game.
Then you don't have to download 80 gigs to see if you like it or not.
Yeah, like, you don't see demos often anymore, but that used to be very standard in gaming, and it's gone away. And like, because these fucking publishers, they're not done until the last second, and even then they're not really done. They're like, oh, wait, hold on, download this other fucking 50 gigs. Yeah. Because the game's not fucking finished, ever!
Day one patch.
Anyway.
It happens every single time now, basically.
Anyway, if we're being realistic here, because there's nothing devs apparently love more than sadomasochism, once they realize that a large portion of people are just getting refunds on games after playing 2 hours of them, the games will essentially just be created to allow you no real experience within the first 2 hours of playtime.
Yeah. Oh, you want to fuck us over?
We fixed the glitch.
Yeah.
It'll be like Mass Effect. The first 2 hours of that, it's just, you spend an hour creating your character, and then the second hour is just walking around a space station talking to ugly creatures that you might get to fuck one day.
But not if you return it. You want to fuck these aliens? You better stick around, boy.
You gotta pay to play, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, we'll just have to wait and see how it all turns out. But listen, calm down, because I know that it seems like this part of the show right here is currently reserved for shitting on the Nintendo Switch, and we didn't really want to keep that tradition going, but then we saw a trailer for a game that premiered at Nintendo Direct this week where they used science to give you haptic feedback in the Joy-Con controllers. Unfortunately for them, showing off this science resulted in a video clip where a man looks like he's stroking a giant cock while paying close attention to fondling this invisible man's scrotum. I mean, you're looking at it right now. It is literally stroking the shaft and cupping and playing with the balls.
Yeah.
Now, this is all apparently for a game called Senran Kagura, and we know nothing about this game.
HJ Simulator.
But based on the trailer, I'm pretty sure that you're going to finally be able to really feel some big anime titties. So you know what? Maybe the Switch isn't so bad after all. Much like Mass Effect, people knew going in, they're like, yeah, I want to play Zelda. But I'm really waiting for that other game where you get to stroke dicks and feel boobs.
Yeah. But anyway, there's one person that we all know has already felt up many waifu boobs in his life, and that man is Shibby. And this week he's back to give you the 411 on this month's hottest release.
T.U.G.S boys and T.U.G.S girls. Woo! People can fly, but they can also apparently try to sell you a game they made in 2011. If you love Bulletstorm and hate money, this is the game for you. For a cool $50, you too can travel back in time and play a game that came out the same year as Duke Nukem Forever. Pop, 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 pop.
I can actually understand you today, Shibby.
If you don't remember, it's a 6-year-old FPS developed by People Can Fly, published by Gearbox.
He doesn't have a southern accent.
And you have bullets, and they were storming everywhere. It was well reviewed by most critics, but not me. Ethics. This time around, it looks like Gearbox is using Bulletstorm's energy leash to reach into people's wallets and take out $50 out so they can play the same game. It should be criminal. This hamburglar level of thievery did not go unnoticed by this ethical games journalist. Tot, 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 tot. Is there anything added to the full clip edition other than the laughter of your friends? If you pay full price for this fossil, they reheat it in a microwave. There's a new campaign mode, new challenge maps, and it supports 4K.
Colonel Sanders.
Plus, according to the trailer, turbo frame rates. What are turbo frame rates? Is that a fancy way of saying they didn't lock the FPS at 60 like they were on the original version of the game? But Chibi.
That's not how you do it.
But Chibi.
No.
But Chibi.
No. But Chibi.
But Chibi. Everyone loves a bundle, and Gearbox has one for you. If you pony up an additional 5 smackerinos, you get the Bulletstorm full clip Duke Nukem bundle where you too can play the titular role of Duke Nukem in Bulletstorm's campaign. Pass. The only time I want to play Duke Nukem is if I'm drinking myself to death because I accidentally bought a Nintendo Switch. But it doesn't stop there. Gearbox partnered with Shady Key Marketplace G2A.
Now you're back into Georgia accent again.
Over the game, and that fell apart in spectacular fashion. Brop, brop, brop. In a public meltdown, Gearbox made demands for honor. Gearbox made demands that G2A included their G2A Shield fraud protection free, and G2A, they said no. Then Gearbox claimed buyers would be hit with hidden fees, and G2A said no, it's lies. This played out like a drunken argument, and everyone went home unhappy. Except old Shibby. This is a fight where I wish both sides would lose, and you, Tug boys and Tugs girls, will hopefully turn your faces away from this flaming mess and spend your dollars elsewhere. The definition of insanity is paying for the same game again and again while expecting different results. 0 out of 10.
Well, thank you very much, but since you can't trust Shibby to even show up for work, let alone tell you that he's going to be hundreds of miles away on the day that we film this show, here's a real review of Bulletstorm from when it was originally released way back in 2011 on Amazon from user AZ Wolf, who titled his review, "Ugh, repetitive and painfully linear." He said about Bulletstorm,
"Wow, where to begin? The dialogue and plot are horrific. I've seen B-movies with better dialogue than this. I am an avid gamer, and looking at the other reviews, I'm wondering if I'm playing the same game. They try to give the game some edge with constant swearing, which is fine if it fits into the characters, but here it's painfully obvious this was done simply to make the game seem hardcore. Usage of some of the swearing does make me laugh, though, as the script was definitely written by someone who has no idea how to swear properly. Kind of like, if I drop the F-bomb here, and here, it'll seem tough. Imagine someone just learning English trying to swear. That's what it is. It's pathetically funny. Okay, so let's just forget the horrible dialogue and plot and just look at this from like a pure game. You might as well be running along a tube and shooting, as this is one of the most linear games I've ever encountered. The only unique thing about this game is the leash. But after the 50th time, you think that's played out. Leash, kick, shoot, leash, shoot, kick.
"It's all in the mind. If you want to test me, I'm sure you'll find that..." Oh, Frapper was last week.
German language sucks too. Repetitive is being kind. If doing the exact same thing over and over again seems like fun, this is your game. They try to get you to switch things up and get precision bonuses, but in reality, it's all the same old thing each time, over and over again. Get the point? Save your money. If it really seems interesting, wait a few weeks and get a rental or a used copy. There should be plenty available. Wait a little if you're trying to get the Gal 3 beta. That might make it worth it. 1 star.
An incredible review. I think we might have found Shibby's Amazon account.
I tried it. Ever since MF Doom filled in for Shibby, I figured I should do my best to channel.
Well, anyways, check out other content over here. We did a full live stream of Trivial Pursuit, and it was more exciting than it sounds. I accidentally touched Elliot's penis, and also Chloe found out that you can have sex with more than just a mouth.
Not all mouth stuff.
Also, check out our episode of Super Fight, and we'll see you guys next time.